So don't be quick to just jump into anything. Don't be quick to just go and date everybody that you see. Protect your heart, to protect your mind too, so you don't have to heal from something that you didn't have to heal from. Our hearts are very valuable, and as a Christian girl, you do not want to allow the wrong people, the wrong places, the wrong things to gain access to your heart. You must learn to be discerning and to flee away from anything that is a temptation or that seeks to influence you negatively, influence you in the wrong way. Today I want to talk to you about guarding your heart as a woman, and here are a few key things that you must do. Number one is to set boundaries, both emotional boundaries and physical boundaries. Setting boundaries helps you to protect your heart from being manipulated or from being hurt unnecessarily. Not only in relationships, with the opposite sex, but setting boundaries in other relationships that you have in your life. If you don't set boundaries, people may walk all over you. You may fall into the trap of people pleasing. Setting boundaries in relationships also can look like, not allowing your heart to wander or to imagine a marriage with somebody you just started talking to, or to, start dreaming up a life with this person before they've even shown any interest with you. This will protect your heart from being hurt. Physical boundaries is extremely important for us to maintain our walk of purity with the Lord, and that is why it would help to put God at the center of the relationship, to lead the relationship, so that you don't fall into traps of doing what other relationships in the world are doing. That is why I always am a big advocate for a woman focusing on prioritizing her relationship with God, so that when it is time to be with somebody, she actually chooses wisely, because she is led by God, and she's not settling, and she's not doing it just because one guy gave her attention. Okay, guard your heart. There will be guys that will compliment you. There will be guys that will try to come into your life for various reasons, and they're probably not sent by God. So you have to be on guard and always seeking to hear what God is saying concerning the people that try to come into your life. Okay, so don't be quick to just jump into anything. Don't be quick to just go and date everybody that you see, and it's literally for your good, to protect your heart, to protect your mind too, so you don't have to heal from something that you didn't have to heal from. This takes me to the next thing, which is fleeing from temptation. That's the way to guard your heart. We see in the Bible, Joseph literally ran and fled from a temptation. And 1 Corinthians, we are warned to flee sexual immorality, for example, and to flee any temptation that you know is something that you have fallen into in the past, or is something that you particularly struggle with. You have to guard your heart. A fruit of repentance is you taking necessary steps, so you don't fall into the same thing again. So you have to guard your heart from whatever it was that would tempt you before in the past. This looks like, avoiding certain people, avoiding certain situations, avoiding certain environments. There are things that that there are places that maybe you used to go to before, that you will do the wrong things there. Guard your heart by not going to those places anymore. Guard your heart by not hanging out with those people anymore. Third step to guarding your heart is to being grounded in your faith, is being grounded in the word, being grounded in prayer. Doing this helps you draw closer to God and allows you to be more sensitive to his leading and to his directions for your life, so that you are guarded against the wrong things, making the wrong choices, guarded against the wrong influences, because as you have the word of God in you, as you're drawing nearer to God, you're essentially being covered and protected spiritually from the things that otherwise you would have fallen more easily into temptation in. So prayer and the word does do a lot to strengthen us spiritually, and that is why we have to be consistent in it. The next step is to avoid certain relationships. You have to avoid unhealthy relationships. You have to avoid relationships that don't help you draw closer to God, relationships that could cause you to just sin more or to be influenced wrongly. I'm not saying don't be friends with unbelievers or don't talk to unbelievers, but your closest circle, your closest, the people that influence you the most should not be people that are drawing you away from God and trying to draw you into the world, like always inviting you to things, always telling you to try things that are wrong. Being constantly surrounded by that is not a practical way of guarding your heart. making sure that the people around you do share your faith and values, so that you can help each other, encourage each other. Iron sharpens iron. A step that I want to share in guarding your heart is to be mindful of the things that you take in, be mindful of the media that you consume, the music, the shows, the books, the movies, like everything. These things play a role in influencing the choices that you make later on. People may not think that there is a link, but the Bible does say in Proverbs 4:23, guard your heart above all else, because everything you do flows from it. It really, really does. Like the things that we think about, the things that we feed ourselves, these things do influence us indirectly or directly. They really, really, really do. And that is why, you always have people say the more you spend time with God, the more you become like him. It is true. So if you're feeding yourself the things that are not helpful, ultimately it will show in the way that you begin to speak, it will show in the way that you think, it will show in the way that you navigate the world, even as a Christian. So I want to leave you with a final word of encouragement, and that is to, you know, always be mindful, understanding that our life is literally to please God, to obey him, to be in right standing with him, to be in relationship with him. So we have to be mindful of anything that goes against that, anything that can affect our relationship with God, anything that will have an impact on your heart and in your mind. Okay, so I pray that this video has encouraged you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.